This morning, Claude helped me save a 5-figure deal that I was about to lose. And that's one of the smaller things that it does for me. Most people open Claude, type a question, get a decent answer, and stop there. They're using maybe 10% of it. Today, we're going to put your Claude on steroids and unlock the parts that actually matter for your business, starting with what it costs. Claude has one of the strongest free plans of any AI tool. Real work for $0. But if you use AI regularly, you want to pay for a premium plan because you don't want to have your work being stopped by hitting up against AI limits. For most business owners, the $20 a month pro plan is going to be more than enough. And once you start hitting up against your usage limits, that's when you want to think about upgrading to the max plan. In general, you're only going to climb to this level when you start leaning much more on things like Claude Cowork or Claude Code. We're going to talk more about Cowork at the end. To get started, set up an account and you land here. Looks like any other AI chat with the prompt box, the model picker, and upload. Open the left side panel if it's not already open. That's where you're going to see your past chats, plus the features that do the real work: projects, artifacts, and customization. We're going to build up to those, but before you type a single prompt, here's a setup step that almost everyone skips that you as a business owner have to do first. Go down to the bottom and press Settings. On the General tab, you're going to see instructions for Claude. And using Claude without telling it about your business is basically like getting in a car and just driving off without adjusting your seat or the mirrors. Like, you can do it, you're just going to be uncomfortable and half blind the entire way. So in settings, we're going to make Claude smart. And you're going to use my prompt below, just paste it into Claude, and it's going to ask you a couple of questions about who you are, what you sell, and how you talk. To take this even further, just copy paste a couple of emails that you've sent in the past into Claude, and it's going to figure out how you talk to people. Another thing that you can do, you can just talk to Claude. So dictate into Claude instead of typing, and it'll get a better feel for how you speak, how you write, and just get a bit more natural flow of your exact voice. So all you have to do is just answer a couple of questions, and Claude's going to give you a copy pastable set of instructions so that it's then going to know who you are and what your business is going forward. Then you copy paste your instructions and you're ready to rock and roll. Now Claude knows you. While we're here, we want to go into privacy and we want to turn off help improve our AI models. I know that this isn't super helpful for Claude, but I don't want Claude being trained using my business's data. Now that we're set up, we're going to start a new chat. Here's where you can't be lazy, because if you ask an AI a generic question, then you're going to get a generic answer and you're going to think this is the only thing that the AI can do. Not true. You just got to try a little bit harder. So there's 3 parts to every good prompt: instructions, context, and constraints. Instructions are the task. Context refers to your role and your situation. You probably want to dump in more than you think that Claude is going to need. Constraints are things like your tone, length, format, and an example of what good looks like. Today, I had a potential client email me saying that they didn't really want to move forward with the proposal that I'd sent. That's all good, but I don't want to let them get away that easy. So I brought it to Claude and said, let's save this deal. But if I would just paste in the email and say, hey, figure out how to win this client, that's not really going to work. So underneath the email, I just paste it into the chat and tell Claude, hey, go be the top salespeople in history and figure out how to win this deal. This is no joke. I actually did this for a 5-figure deal where I'd done the call, I'd sent out the proposal, everything was looking good, conversation was good, but now they want to back out, so I don't want to let them get away. So instead of writing something that's like desperate and needy, I went to Claude to figure this out. This is where the power of Claude really comes in, because we're talking about earning a lot of money out of something that could have gone away. Now you can actually pull in a lot of cash off of an AI. Now that Claude's asking me a couple of questions to really hone in and define what the situation is, I'm going to give it some answers in the text box, and it's going to have a lot more to work with. So most importantly, I can mess with all of the different transaction levers, yada, yada. Just don't want to drop price by too much. And we let Claude run. Claude's going to process all of this and we'll see what it comes up with. And there it is. Claude comes back to us with a bunch of different rewrites of potential options that we can use to forward directly to that client, channeling people like Jordan Belfort, Zig Ziglar, Grant Cardone, like best of the best. I personally love doing this. I think it's awesome. And because we gave it our instructions and went through that one extra step of who are we and what do we do, Claude knows us. us and can actually capture our tone, totally reframed, and be seamless within our process. Instead of using the first outputs that you get out of Claude, you can do what I did and say, okay, that's all great, but I want to use an element of number 3, number 1, and number 5, mash those all together, and it just spits out something that is totally usable. Here's where we can pull out 2 specific upgrades that are going to change everything. 1, when you forget to include context, you got to make Claude ask you. So end any prompt with, before you answer, ask me what you need to do this. Second, you want to ground it first and then ask it second. So Claude can search the web and you want to hit the plus button and say web search, keep it on. It's not always going to do that, so you might have to tell it specifically, do a web search. Before you do a big task, have it do a web search and get current information and then ask it what you want it to do. If you're launching something, have it pull a proven playbook first and then build on top of it, because grounding is going to change every answer that Claude gives to you and cut the made up stuff. Even though Claude will draft and think for you, the human work behind the business, it can't touch. So when you need the people for outreach, design, the work behind the growth, I go higher on Golance. Golance is a next generation freelancer marketplace with no agency markup where the money is held until the work lands. It's far cheaper than any other alternative that you're going to see out there. You set the terms, they do the work, and the prices are better than anywhere else. Check the link down below in the description. You can also hand Claude your actual business. Drag in a spreadsheet, a contract, a screenshot, and Claude is going to read, summarize, and analyze all of it. There is one real limitation. Claude will read images, but it can't make them outside of Claude Design. Every other big model generates images. Claude doesn't. If you need design, then you are going to have to go into a different place. That's a limitation. Claude is just set up in 2 separate places for right now, but I imagine that that's going to change in the future. For more on Claude Design, check this video right here. Claude isn't just a chatbot though. It can actually make files for you. I find that one of the most useful ways to work with Claude is by making it make your sales proposals, because they take a lot of time and you always want them to be really tight and perfect. So we give Claude a little bit of context to answer some questions, and it's going to generate this proposal for us. Claude can also generate artifacts, which I like to think of as reusable templates. You want to do this once correctly and then basically reuse it again and again and again. So Claude just made us this artifact here on the right side. It basically put together an entire proposal for us, and I'd say it's honestly pretty good. Now we want to turn this into a reusable template. Let's assume that we've poked and prodded Claude into making this exactly how we want it and into something that is actually now potentially reusable. Now all we have to do is just ask it, hey, how do we turn this into an artifact that we can then rinse and repeat and make again and again and again? For me, this is most useful because I don't want to have to go back and try and find in like 3 weeks that old conversation that who was I talking about and which proposal was it for? No, I want this to just show up in my artifacts so that when it's time to create a new proposal, I just click the thing to make a proposal and then say, okay, here is the new information that I want you to fill this proposal with. Make another proposal for XYZ, and bang, 2 minutes later, it already takes in the context of the existing proposal that we worked on last, and then we'll just recreate that exact thing for you such that you can just use it right there. Bang. I love it. Now, if I want to upgrade this, then I can just copy an image of what I think an awesome proposal looks like. So now we want to apply a little bit of design and then have Claude turn it into an artifact that we can use, rinse, and repeat. Okay, so now we have massively upgraded this. So now that we have something that we actually like, so we say, okay, let's save it as an artifact so we can use it later. If that doesn't work, then you just hit download all, you download all the files, go into artifacts, say new artifact, go into documents and templates, drop the HTML file back in there, send it in, and maybe with just a couple extra questions, you're going to have a template that is ready to go based on the template that you created. And now we've got a fully set up proposal that we can just rinse and repeat and fill in as a reusable template one by one whenever we need it. The only thing that you need to do is just give Claude the exact fillable information for the fields that it's going to need, and boom, you have a proposal, rock and roll. Now, in the context of my business, what I don't really use is projects. I just don't find them super useful. It's a little bit clunky in how Claude just loses some information, just like forgets things because it puts in a little walled garden. It's just not super useful for me. Other people, I'm sure, have a use for it. What I do find super useful, and I would recommend that you do this right now, set up your connectors. So we go to customize and connectors, and that's where you're going to get your other tools from within your business that you already use so it can start sucking up and pulling in data from every different bit of your empire. These are the connectors that I use from Airtable to Gmail and so on, so that I have access to my file system, CRM, mailing software, Microsoft 365, Notion, all of the tools that I generally use, as well, in particular, Zapier, which is almost like a Band-Aid scenario. So whenever Claude doesn't have direct access via one of these connectors, which are also called MCP servers, then it can always go through Zapier to figure out basically a workaround. This is going to allow you to supercharge your business. For example, I have Claude read my emails, then draft an email within Microsoft 365 so that all I have to do is just read over it and just press send. Job done. It's super fast, very easy. Get all of these set up and be very careful though what you choose to always allow. The one thing that you should probably never choose to always allow is allowing Claude to send emails on your behalf. As long as you set up your guardrails right, then you're never going to have a situation where Claude goes and does something on your behalf that maybe it shouldn't have. So projects will remember things, but they don't do things. That's skills. So let's talk about skills. A Claude skill is like a recipe card that you hand to a really smart cook. It tells Claude exactly how you like a certain job to be done, so it gets it right every time without you having to explain it again. It's basically a workflow that you build once and Claude just runs it automatically when it's relevant. Here's a good one. It's something that I do pretty consistently, gathering testimonials. So here we just take this pre-built prompt and we're going to copy everything and drop it into Claude, and we're going to start making that new skill. So turn this into a skill and we just paste that prompt in there. And what this skill is going to do is it's going to create for us a structured process where Claude, if it has access, is going to go into our emails. It's going to check and see, hey, have you done any sales recently? Have you closed any deals? And let's explore. Let's find the customers that you can just pre-write something for and say, hey, can I say that you said this? And use that as a testimonial. It basically makes the process of gathering reviews as easy and simple and straightforward as it possibly can be. Now, after a little bit of poking and prodding, Claude is going to go through the motions and create that skill for you. It's going to pop it into this sidebar over here so that you can review basically what is going on, the instructions that Claude has made basically for itself. Then it's going to offer you this option for save skill. Now that you have this skill saved, we're going to go over to manage and you're going to see that in your saved skills right up here. Now, whenever you tell Claude, hey, let's go get some testimonials from past clients, Claude is going to reference this skill automatically, go through, search if it has access to any of your emails, and offer you some options as to, hey, who can we talk to? Who can we get some testimonials from? And let's go through this process using that structured step-by-step process. If you've been using Claude for a while, you probably already know that there's multiple different models that you can use. I would suggest specifically for creating skills, you want to use the higher effort Opus type model as opposed to Sonnet, which is not necessarily going to do as much of critical thinking or hard work as you want. Be careful with which models you use because you may end up in a situation where your models are using up way too much of your available tokens in a weekly basis. That's what's going to push you up against the token limits a little bit prematurely. So just be careful of that. Use Sonnet for more simple tasks and Opus for more complicated ones, especially skill building. This is the last piece of the system. Up until now, Claude has been working off of what you paste into it. You want to connect it to your real tools though, and it's going to work off of your real business. So let's go back into Customize and let's open up our connectors. This is where you set up the rest of the tools that you want Claude to plug into. Things like Drive, Calendar, Slack, your CRM, your meeting notes. Depending on what you allow, Claude is going to read your files, pull this morning's call notes, update the records, real actions from inside the chat. But one warning, and really I mean this, be extremely deliberate about what you connect and what you let it touch. This is your live business, not a test account. When you do it right, Claude becomes the command center for everything. There's one tool that I left out of this on purpose, this, specifically because it's the next big leap and earns its own video. On the desktop app, you're going to see Cowork, and instead of drafting something for you to then go and act on, Cowork is going to take the wheel and do that multi-step work on your computer itself while you watch. That's how you go from AI that helps you work into AI that does the work for you. The video is right there. I'll see you in there.